Here's an interesting statistic. Between May 1st, 2023 and 30th April 2024, a whopping 44% of Toyota's total sales came from Maruti rebranded products, such as the Baleno-based Glanza, the Grand Vitara-based Hyryder, and the Ertiga-based Rumion. And now that number is likely to increase even further with the introduction of this. This is the fourth rebranded Maruti product. It's based on the Fronx and it's called the Toyota Urban Cruiser Taisor. The Maruti Fronx has garnered praises for its design, its crossover-esque styling, its sloping roofline. It certainly is one handsome car to begin with. So the Toyota Taisor has a good base to start with. Toyota engineers and Toyota designers have done a great job in executing the Toyota face into the Fronx. So you have this Hyryder-like front DRLs, you have this Innova Krista-like front grille, and the execution, in my opinion, is really neat. Compared to the Fronx, its 16-inch alloys sport a different design. What's new at the back is the outer section of the tail lamps, which feature these slim C-shaped LEDs. However, the central section remains identical to the Fronx, and these feature thicker LEDs. Now the slim with the thick LEDs, they somehow don't go together as seamlessly, and it just doesn't seem as well executed as the front styling is. Unlike the exteriors where there are still some changes, the interiors are bereft of any differentiation with the Fronx. It is identical in terms of design, in terms of color scheme, fit finish, quality, and everything remains just the same. What I like though is the fact that ergonomics are spot on. It's very easy to find the right driving position, the steering adjusts for reach and rake, so everything falls to hand very easily. The layout is very well thought of, there's ample storage areas, and even this adjustable armrest adds the comfort. What's also nice is that the seats are nice and broad, a bit soft for long distances, although for short distances, these are really comfortable. The Taisor is a really well-equipped car, and you can see all the equipment the top spec packs in on your screen right now. Now that said, the 360 camera, a handy feature to have, however the resolution is quite poor. Talking about the rear seat, as you can see, the front seat is set to my driving position. I'm 5 feet 9 inches tall and I have loads of knee room and a good amount of foot room to stretch my feet under the front seats. Headroom for me is fine, although anyone taller than me will find headroom in short supply. At the back, you have rear AC vents, you have a USB Type A and a Type C port, a place to tuck in your phone, and you also have some storage in the front seat back pockets as well as door bins. What's nice is that all the three passengers here get adjustable headrests as well as 3-point rear seat belts. But what's annoying, just like in the Fronx, is that the rear seats don't have load sensors, and as a result, irrespective of whether someone's seated at the back or not, if the seat belt is not fastened, you'll hear an annoying beep for nearly 90 seconds at the start of every journey, which is the seatbelt reminder. At 308 litres, its boot is quite practical, although the loading lip is quite high. Also, the rear seats fold 60-40 to free up more cargo space. Now let's talk about how it drives. Like in the Maruti Fronx, the Toyota Taisor is available with two engine options. The first is a 1.2-litre naturally aspirated petrol engine with a 5-speed manual or a 5-speed AMT. The next is a 1-litre turbo-petrol engine with a 5-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic torque converter. As you might have guessed it, the 1.2-litre is the better seller of the two. Not only because it's more affordable, but also because it's more efficient, and it offers reasonable performance adequate for most people's needs. But if you want a little bit of zing from your compact crossover, this 1-litre turbo petrol is the one to have. In terms of power delivery, in terms of refinement, and in terms of smoothness, this is one of the nicer, if not the nicest engine in its segment. And owing to how freely and easily it spins all the way till its red line, the 6000 RPM limiter seems a bit restrictive. There's a mild hybrid system too, which provides electric boost to this engine when under load. But the difference is negligible, and you'll have to look at the animation on the MID to know when this mild hybrid system is at work. Paired to this turbo petrol is a 6-speed torque converter automatic. Now this gearbox is not the quickest in terms of its shifts, but it is reasonably responsive and it remains in the right gear at the right time for the most part. What's more is that it has paddle shifters for manual control, and when you are in manual mode, it doesn't upshift automatically, thus giving you full control over this gearbox. We timed the Toyota Taisor too, and it's printed from 0 to 100 in just 11.86 seconds. For reference, the timing is similar to the 120 horsepower Kia Sonet DCT's 11.94 seconds. However, its rolling acceleration times are similar to the quickest compact SUV in the segment, the 131 horsepower Mahindra XUV 3XO. Like the Fronx, the Taisor is a bit stiffly set up, so at low speeds you can find the ride a bit busy and you can feel the road a bit. However, the faster you go, the better it gets, and this car rides flat and composed at high speeds. What's more is that the steering is nice and direct. It has adequate weight, it weighs up well as you pick up the pace, and while it's not the sharpest, it's likely to satisfy most users. With that, it's time for the verdict. With the Taisor, Toyota has opened up its showroom to an all-new set of buyers, many of which are first-time Toyota buyers and many of which are first-time car buyers looking for their first compact crossover. Now the Taisor has its fair share of strengths. It has a spacious and practical cabin, a lengthy equipment list, and it is pretty engaging to drive, whether it's the turbo petrol or the naturally aspirated petrol. Take your pick. Now between the Maruti Fronx and the Toyota Taisor, which one should you pick? Well, the Taisor comes with a 3-year standard warranty, whereas Maruti provides a 2-year standard warranty on the Fronx. That aside, both the cars are identical. So pick the brand that you're comfortable with, pick the car that you think looks better. Whichever you choose, these are cars you just can't go wrong with. And which of these two is your pick? Let us know in the comments down below.